Wow guys, it's been a while. A long while. Too long in fact. I'm not going to delve into the reasons for my absence in this video, but before I return with the regular gaming content, I wanted to make a short pop culture video to get the hang of it again, so to speak. Well, okay, it has something to do with the D word, and no, I did not lose my dick. When I was young, I wanted to be a director. Cinema has always been a huge part of my life, and before I went on to become a musician, I thought this would be the direction my life was heading towards. I was always analyzing scenes by camera angles, lighting, creative editing, production design and performance. In recent years I noticed a decline in my enjoyment of cinema, modern cinema that is, and I kind of stopped watching movies altogether. TV shows became its replacement as the quality rose exponentially with series like Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad. But in recent times I like to evade the option paralysis and just take an old DVD of a movie I love and watch it on my PS2, just like I did in the time when I knew I wanted to be a movie director. Today, kind of as an excursion, I want to revisit my love for cinema, and I made a top 5 of my favorite movies of all time. What can I say that hasn't been said 1,000 times already? It's the most atmospheric film I've ever seen. The science fiction is grounded in reality. It's a lived-in world that seems hauntingly close to what our world could become. Harrison Ford was the action star of the time as he played in Star Wars and Indiana Jones, but it's my fellow Dutchman Rutger Hauer that kind of steals the show with a beautiful line of improvisation, which really adds to the film's philosophical depth. Memphis Belle was one of my father's favorite movies, and it went on to become one of mine. Based on the true story of the 25th mission of the Memphis Belle in World War II, the movie gives us amazing insight into the chaos of war and the importance of camaraderie. The first half of the movie is all about getting to know the crew, which is portrayed by an amazing cast. Names like John Lithgow, David Strathairn, Matthew Modine, Sean Astin, Billy Zane, Eric Stoltz, and jazz singer Harry Connick Jr., to name a few. Last mentioned sings a beautiful rendition of Danny Boy, the Irish war classic and one of my favorite songs of all time. This movie is a prime example of great character development before the action. It makes you care about its main characters. I was pleasantly surprised to see this movie make Quentin Tarantino's top 25 recently. I always knew this was a hidden gem. It's true that Woody Allen movies are not for everyone, but if you want to start somewhere, this might be the best place to do so. This movie is filled with one-liners that I've been using over the past 19 years. As a quotable study of character, it also has my favorite performances of Jason Biggs and Woody Allen himself. The film explores the differences between male and female and the act of overthinking situations. While telling a love story, the movie asks many philosophical questions and tries to answer them all with a resounding, well, it's like anything else. Stay is a very interesting film and made me a fan of director Mark Forster. It's one of those films where the mystery and the technical execution go hand in hand. You get sucked into the story from the get-go, all the while having the feeling that something isn't quite right. If that feeling was from the start or started creeping in halfway is really hard to answer because the main character gets caught up in his own investigation as well. This is where the movie shines, and it becomes nothing short of a living and breathing work of art. Even though it's heavy subject matter, namely suicide, it never shies away from being an entertaining and thought-provoking thriller with an all-star cast and very creative direction. Even though it's still a bit shrouded in mystery, I absolutely recommend this one. My favorite movie of all time is The Karate Kid. I think my love for Japanese culture started here, even before I discovered anime. I was a bit young for karate at the time, but I went on to practice judo and later jiu-jitsu. The movie itself has the perfect villain in Johnny Lawrence, which, as illustrated in the Cobra Kai series, could be seen as the hero of the story as well. For me, this movie just has it all. A hero's journey, a beautiful girl, a wise mentor, some kick-ass music and great character development. It's the perfect 80s blockbuster in my opinion, and it remains one of the feel-good movies of the century. What did you think of this list and what are your favorite movies of all time? I want to thank you guys for watching this video and being patient with the channel. I'm thinking of releasing a big feature episode in December or January covering the last few months in the world of Thunder Moose. But until then, stay shiny guys, moose out.